You ever try to change your life and feel like you're being torn in half? Listen, I know that feeling. And let me just say, that means you're doing something right. And if I'm being completely honest, becoming a new version of yourself isn't some spiritual retreat with pretty mantras and a whole bunch of fucking green juice, you guys. It's a war. It is you versus every single neural circuit that was wired to keep you stuck. It's your body screaming no every time you try to act like the man you're trying to become. And that's why change does not feel good. It's not supposed to. You're literally breaking chemical addiction to your past. You are overriding emotional patterns, nervous system impulses, identity loops, and self-sabotage that is disguised as logic. And your brain hates that. Your ego fucking hates that. Everything in you is going to want to crawl back to what's familiar. It's like a withdrawal from quitting drinking, from going sober, from stopping coke, from marijuana, heroin, whatever your vice, whatever drug. If you are withdrawing from that, you're going to want to feel that it's that pull. It's going to try to pull you back. And that's the trap. That's the gravity of your old self. And if you don't understand the science of it, the emotion of it, and the spiritual assignment of it, you're going to quit. You're going to negotiate with mediocrity. You're going to talk yourself out of your greatness with the same little voice that kept you small since you were 7 years old. You'll tell yourself things like, who the hell do I think I am? When your heart starts pounding before that hard conversation with your wife, you're going to whisper to yourself things like, don't rock the boat. When you know you need to set some damn boundaries. You'll scroll past the gym for the third day in a row because that old voice in you says, why bother? You're not going to stick to it anyways. You'll stare at a blank screen instead of launching or scaling that business because that voice, that one that sounds like your dad or your mom or that one teacher or that old ex that says you're not smart enough. You're not disciplined enough. You are not enough. Period. And that voice is not your voice. It's something that you picked up long ago. It's the survival mechanism that you built as a boy. When speaking up got you punished or mocked, or when crying got you told to shut up, man up, when showing weakness meant you got left behind. It's the voice that made you check your tone every time your dad walked in the room. And the one that made you say yes when you wanted to scream no. It's the part of you that decided that keeping the peace was more important than telling the truth. That rejection meant pain. That being overlooked was safer than being seen. And now it's the voice that talks you out of taking up space in your own damn home. The one that keeps you scrolling Instagram at night when your wife is sleeping there right beside you and you're wondering if she even sees you anymore. The one that says you're probably overthinking it when something feels off in your relationship. Like you know something is off. It's the voice that says, don't bring it up, she's just going to get defensive. Or don't be needy, just suck it up. It's the reason you ghost your own damn emotions and secretly hope someone else will swoop in and rescue you. That voice wears a suit now, and it goes to work, and it nods at therapy and says, I'm fine, when you're full of rage or shame. But make no mistake, guys, it is running the fucking show now, unless you take back the wheel. So yes, when I say that anxiety sets in when you're too wired to sleep but too numb to care, that voice will fire up like an old friend. And it tells you that you're too late, that you're too ruined, that you've ruined too much. There's been too much damage, that you're never going to be the man that you said you would be. That voice is a liar. And if you don't interrupt it, if you don't replace it with new repetition, new embodiment, and real-time emotional leadership, it's going to keep running the show, and you're going to call it being realistic. But I want to tell you what Joe Dispenza wrote in this book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. He says that repetition reinforces the circuits in your brain. It builds new neural pathways. That means when you are in your weakest hour, when you're tired, hungry, triggered, abandoned, your actions will default to what's been rehearsed. So you better make sure that what you're rehearsing every damn day is aligned with who you are becoming and not who you've been. And that's what I do with my one-to-one clients. I don't help them just improve. I help them bring awareness to and integrate with the version of themselves that has mastered survival but forgotten how to live. I work with men who say, I'm done, not just with the pain, but with the version of themselves that keeps recycling it. Now, you want to build a new life? That life is going to require a new you, a new nervous system, a new emotional foundation, a new mindset, but even deeper than that, a new identity. Because the current version of you is not built to hold what you say you want. You want peace? That's going to require you to stop manufacturing chaos. You want purpose? That means you have to stop running from the stillness. You want intimacy? Then you have to stop performing and start showing up vulnerable, flawed, scared, all of it, but present. And that's one of the most uncomfortable things for high-performing men. Presence, silence, slowing down enough to feel the patterns that they've been outsourcing to control, to porn, to work, to validation, to over-explaining, to drugs, alcohol, to disappearing completely. So what do? We build new systems. We create the repetition, not for perfection, but for reprogramming. You need routines that anchor you, habits that stabilize you, small wins that remind you your nervous system, like that we're safe now. We are becoming someone new. And you do that every day. When it's boring, when it's quiet, when nobody's clapping. And over time, the new you doesn't feel like effort. It just feels like truth. But most men don't get that far. They wait for motivation, or they wait for something to fall apart. They wait for the perfect conditions. And guess what? They never fucking arrive. You think the future version of you is going to show up on a random Thursday when you're finally ready? No, you guys, that future version of you is counting on you to show up when you're not ready. And that's how rewiring works. That's how self-leadership works. You show up tired, you show up scared, you show up pissed off, you just fucking show up again and again and again, because repetition is what makes it real. And if you do not trust the process long enough to let it change your biology, you're going to stay stuck chasing hacks instead of building capacity. Here's the invitation. Stop trying to fix yourself, please. And just start becoming the version of you who doesn't need to be rescued anymore. How would that new version act? How would that new version think? How would that new version feel? And stop negotiating with the habits that contradict your mission. You stop making excuses for the behaviors that your future self would not tolerate. And you keep moving. Just start moving and keep moving in that direction, even if it's 0.1% a day, toward the man that you would be proud to come home to. That's the work. And it's not glamorous. It's not sexy. It's not always Instagram worthy, but it's real. And it fucking works. So if you're sitting in the tension right now, if you're in the middle of shedding an old identity, and the discomfort is louder than the results, I want you to hear me. That pain that you're in right now, that's not a red light. It's not a stop sign. That's the sound of your old self dying away. So don't make resistance. Don't mistake that resistance for failure. Don't mistake discomfort for misalignment. You are exactly where you need to be. So keep going. Take a moment to breathe and rest if you need to, but keep going. Repeat again and again until the new you feels inevitable, because he is. Now listen, if something cracked open in you while watching this, don't ignore that, okay? Please pay attention to it. That pull that's in your gut, that tightening that's in your throat, that's the part of you that's still alive underneath all the shutdown. The part that's been waiting for you to finally step in, not just to talk about healing, not to just learn about it, but to finally live it, to embody it, to lead from that place. There's a link in the description, guys. You already know what to do with that. There's no need to explain. But here's what I will say. You have been buried under patterns that were never yours to begin with. And the man you say you want to become, he's not a dream. He's not a fantasy. He's not some version of you that you have to earn. He's in you right now. But he only comes out when you stop abandoning yourself. So either keep telling yourself that someday, or do the uncomfortable thing, the real thing, the only thing that actually works, and move toward the fire. Click the link, guys. Let's have a conversation. Let's step into the work. This is your calling to raise your standards and be the man that you can be proud of. Or you can keep carrying the weight of who you're not. And if your system isn't ready, I got you, okay? Watch the next video that pops up right here. I'll walk you through exactly how trauma has been hijacking your reactions to life's triggers and what to do the next time your nervous system tries to run the show. We're just getting started, guys. This isn't just about feeling better. It's about becoming the man who leads from power, not pain. My mission here is simple: to help men heal the deepest emotional wounds, to lead themselves and their families with grounded, authentic masculinity, and dominate life with an unshakable presence and purpose. And if that's the path you're ready for, then let's fucking go.